Good morning, everyone. This is Nicole Ali, and the video I'm doing here, as you can tell from the title, is preparation and discipline. And within that same vein of moving towards understanding that preparation and reflection will generate improvement, I thought it was important to do this video because as women, we have to recognize that preparing yourself for the worst and the best is important and very valuable when you include your mate in those discussions and in those decisions. And discipline is something that comes with, as you can see on the screen, consistency. You have to be consistent, and it takes a lot of hard work. You have to almost ignore a lot of things that are going on around you and learn to compartmentalize a lot of the negativity that's around you. So yesterday, as you can see from my previous video, if you check out my channel, there was a 4.4 magnitude earthquake that hit La Vergne. And La Vergne is just northeast or east of downtown LA. I don't live near there, but I'm close enough to realize that we have a lot of work to do. And right now, for me and other people, I'm sure, that live here or been living here for a while, just leaving, getting up and leaving is not much of an option. But while we are here, we know we have to have a contingency plan. And in developing that plan, it takes strategy, it takes discipline. So knowing your escape route, knowing what you need to do to prepare yourself for the inevitable, because a 4.4 magnitude earthquake that lasts a few seconds is not as bad as say a 6.0 magnitude or an 8 magnitude, but it still serves, in my opinion, as a warning. So how does this relate with relationships? Well, it just so happens that last night I was on the phone around the time the earthquake occurred. I was on the phone with my significant other, and I went back and looked at the call log. When they said the earthquake hit around 7:33, I just got off the phone like 10 minutes prior to that. Like literally, we were on the phone from 6:33 until like 7:20. So like 13 minutes later, the earthquake occurred. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that. But even if I had known earthquake was going to occur, I still would have been doing the same thing, such as helping to understand him more and what his fears are, because he's going for more certifications, more exams. And we were planning out with our calendars, like when he's going to study, what we're going to do. Are we going to do anything for the day coming up, Monday coming up? We have a day off. What are we going to do as far as that? And I didn't even, of course, we all think earthquake can occur at any time out here, right? And as a radical sister said, there are volcanoes out here. There's a high propensity for us to have earthquakes because we live in the, the ring of fire. That includes earthquakes, volcanoes, seismic activity, and so forth. But what I really want to focus on is the discipline. We speak to each other every day. You know, he inspires me, I inspire him. We, like you see in this picture, we have goals. We help to motivate each other. We work together. We try to focus our energies on very specific tasks that we do. There's no hate. There's no animosity towards each other. There may be misunderstanding or adjustments in how we see things, but we still come back to the core. And the core is we want to have success with one another. And one way our relationship has been so successful is that we have discipline. We make sure that we push each other. And I know it gets hard for black men out here. He has mentioned that to me, you know, and I get it. And he said, even though it's hard out here, he's like, you know, I still, every time I speak to you, I feel better. I feel like, you know, I'm motivated. And that's what I think as a woman you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be, you know, pushing him, not forcing him, but motivating him sometimes to get the job done. You know, Gab Talk Media talked about sometimes your softness can mean a lot, and I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, sometimes your softness as a woman really means a lot to a man, and that can help get him in the right direction, if you know what I mean. Also, going back into the discipline, the role of the discipline and the preparation, you can't really have discipline until you prepare for the unknown, until you prepare for the positive and the negative, right? And that's just how I see it. And in doing that, ladies, we have to remember not to use his fears against him. You know, not to criticize him so much. Be honest, but you don't have to criticize him to the point where he feels that he can't do it or he won't do it. You know, that tends to be my experience, is that he was like, look, you know, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. And you have to really look at yourself and say, well, dang, what am I doing? You know, is he just being lazy right now? Does he just not want to do it? Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's just you may be tired or whatever. But in my case, it was just I was pushing too hard. So you have to know when to have that balance, when to push, when to pull. You know, when to push him to do what's necessary and when to pull him towards you. You can pull him towards you with your softness. You can pull him towards you with your tangibly observed, you know, the applications of your hard work and discipline. You can show him, look, this is what I did. So for the example I'll give, because I want to hurry up and finish this, I don't want to go on too long. I was like, well, I'm a type A personality, he's a type B personality, so I'm always planning. I got my calendar, I write my calendar like every day. I told him that. And we're going on and on. And I said, you need to write things down, because in my business, if you didn't write it down, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. It doesn't exist. That's the only way to keep yourself on task of what you need to do. That's the way to keep you in line, is to make sure you have things documented. You have a registry. And I also mentioned that this will increase your accountability. You'll be accountable for what you wrote down, for what you planned. Nobody can tell you, oh, well, you know, whatever, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. No, you did it because you wrote it down, you got it done. And I told him, I said, something about checking off all those things that you plan to do, all those goals that you had, something about checking that off. When you check that off, you feel a sense of accomplishment. And ladies, when I go back to talking about the fear, you know, everyone has fears. You don't have to exacerbate that fear. You don't have to enhance the fear that he has and make it worse. Don't turn his fears on him. Discipline is also about knowing when to relax too. Because when you are so disciplined and you're so focused, you can tire yourself out. So you have to know how to also relax and relate, and that's when you can appreciate your hard work. You're going to sit back and appreciate what you've done, appreciate how far you've come. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. This is the third installment of the Reflection Generates Improvement series. You all let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope it was helpful. And this is coming from me as a woman, from my perspective, but I'm sure men have your own perspective on these types of topics. And the main thing I'll leave you with is, even in the midst of a storm, a strong woman will still stand by you, help you prepare, help you to find that inner discipline, that core inside of you that wants you to succeed, even when you don't feel that you can. She'll help you to see the value in wanting to be disciplined. And we have to get back to that, because sometimes we get in a rut and you're in autopilot, men and women. And I'm not saying that I'm, a savior or anything of him, but we both help each other. There are times where he motivates me and forces me to look at myself in a different light, look at me from his perspective, and that helps me, that encourages me, that fortifies my will to go on, my will to look and say, wow, I really need to get up off my ass and do something. So we both help each other, we both feed off each other, and I think that's very important in a relationship. But you all let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.